All the films have been pretty big, but I do think that this, certainly it's the biggest emotional climax you could wish for. And it's surrounded by this sort of big physical climax too. So yeah, I think it is. It's the biggest film so far. Well, I think the emotional core is what the film's about. The battle for Hogwarts, the battle between good and evil, is really a backdrop to that fight that takes place between Harry and Voldemort, both physical and an emotional fight. And so I think we would have got it wrong if we'd overshadowed too much that central emotional core, because that is really where we've been leading to for all this time. And it would be a shame not to have the ability to witness it and understand it and properly enjoy it, just because we had too many bangs and booms going on. But there are plenty of bangs and booms, and there's lots and lots of emotion too, so it's brilliant. I wouldn't say he knows what to do, but I think he knows he has to do it. And so I'm sure if you were to look deep within, he is terrified. But being Harry, he sets his right foot forward and follows with his left and just keeps going because he has a job to do. He's the only person left who can successfully carry out that job. In fact, he's always been, even while Dumbledore was alive. Truthfully, it's always been Harry was the one that had to do what has to be done. It's just now he doesn't have the support of Dumbledore, but in the midst of feeling sort of alone and quite desperate, I'm sure, he then finds he has the support of the school again in a way that a short while earlier I'm sure he could never have imagined. But yeah, I'm sure he's terrified, but he does the right thing. Tom in The Half-Blood Prince becomes a kind of reluctant chosen one. He's the dark side of Harry's coin. He's given a task by the Dark Lord. Harry's given a task by the Great White Wizard, and so I think they do recognise in each other that there are similarities and that they're not just that life is not just black and white. It does it informs their scenes together, I think, and they work really well because Tom's turned into a really fine actor. And you can see both the certainty and uncertainty in his character and through his performance, and it's really rewarding. It's actually quite exciting because we live with these kind of sets. The courtyard we rebuilt outside because we had to do certain things that were not practical to do on the stage, and so we rebuilt it. We changed its shape very slightly and made it slightly bigger to accommodate the action that was required. But it's still the courtyard that you have become to know and love and will recognise. But in a way, it was actually really exciting to start to blow things up and destroy things and knock them down, because it just was so different to anything we'd ever seen or done at Hogwarts before, that it's kind of exhilarating. I suppose it is a shame to see these basic works of art that Stuart's creations actually start to fall to pieces before our eyes. But at the same time, it's fun, it's exciting, and exhilarating. I thought I'd kind of get away with it because I thought, we've got a year of editing to do, and so we're still living with Potter. We're not, a lot of the crew were just, that was it, they were finished. They'd been with it for a long time, and as the cameras cut, their job was over. There was nothing else to come back for. And so I thought, it's going to be really awful for them, but actually I'm kind of okay because we've got the death of 1,000 cuts yet, literally in the editing room, and so by the time we get to the end, we'll have had time to assimilate the fact that it's all over and we're not coming back. But it was moving. It brought a tear to my eye. It was really moving, surprisingly moving.